The New Orleans Saints just got a plethora of good news, Who Dat Nation, and I'm going to go through every ounce of it and share it with you. So welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trey Girouard. This is our second video of the day, so no matter where you are or how you're watching, we always greatly appreciate the Who Dat Nation for making us a part of their day, and for today's instance, making us a part of their day twice. But let's talk about the great news. Big number 92. He is back. Tanoh Kpassagnon has returned from injury. He was at practice today. And obviously, it's Tuesday. The New Orleans Saints usually start practice on Wednesday, but because of the Thanksgiving holiday, they move things up and, this, that, and the other. So that's why they're having Tuesday practice instead of Thursday practice. Wednesday, they'll start practice. So just trying to offer a little clarity there. But Tanoh Kpassagnon, the reports around him are that the New Orleans Saints have opened the 21-day practice window for the veteran defensive end. Now, this is the first practice back since tearing his Achilles earlier this offseason, and Dennis Allen, the former Saints head coach, at the time of Kpassagnon's injury when he was placed on IR, didn't necessarily know why or how he hurt his Achilles. You just know that it was damaged. And now Kpassagnon last year was fourth in sack production for the New Orleans Saints. He had a total of 3.5 sacks for the black and gold last year, and this is a much-needed addition to the defensive line group. Quite honestly, the pass rush, it's been okay. It hasn't been great. So having another veteran in the mix alongside Cam Jordan, Peyton Turner, Carl Granderson, and Chase Young, it does make some sense, and I do think that it's a really good addition, and I think that it adds some juice to this defensive line. I don't think Peyton Turner has been absolutely terrible this year, but I'm not really interested in keeping him in retaining him this offseason. Isaiah Foskey, where the hell have you been? Hasn't really made much of an impact. But Cam Jordan, starting to find some ground, starting to really pick up some steam. Chase Young, Carl Granderson, those are your starting two defensive ends, and they have started to pick up a lot more steam as well. And Darren Rizzi had nothing but good things to say about Tanoh Kpassagnon. I think that this is a really, really cool quote. Listen, it's been a long road back, and I'm really, really proud of Tanoh. Since Tanoh got injured, I haven't seen anyone in the building more than him, and that's credit to him. I'm really, really proud of the way he handled his rehab. Now, that's some good news for one player, but like I said, there's a plethora, so Billy Mays style, but wait, there's more. Coming up on today's video, we got some injury updates around Chris Olave, Erik McCoy, Jamal Williams, and a whole lot more on the program for you. But before we do, subscribe and show some love to the channel so that way you never miss an update around the New Orleans Saints. Be sure to hit the noti bell so that way you get notified anytime that we post a video. We go live, whether it's short-form content, long-form content. I don't really care. We post a lot. This is the second video of the day, so that's why you should be subscribed, because nobody's going to out-hustle and outwork us here at Saints Now by Chat Sports. Now, here's some more good news. Chris Olave, you see him right there. He was pictured at practice. He was present, and he was observing practice today. And he's hanging out. It looks like he's all happy, got a big old smile on his face. And, the Rizzler is saying that Olave is in a good place. And I think that that's really, really good news, considering how early he is into his career and how many injuries he's dealt with, especially head injuries with those concussions. It is very, very scary. Now, he's still consulting with concussion specialists. He's met with multiple different specialists, and he actually has a meeting scheduled for next week. So we should have some more updates around him here in the next coming days. But in terms of when he can return to practice, he should be able to return in week 15, I believe is the correct week. So maybe he can come back, maybe not. I don't know. I personally am in the camp of I think that you need to take your time with Chris Olave. He is a player that I think has a lot of talent. He is a player that I think has a lot of good abilities, and he is a player that I don't want to ruin his future. And, just human element of this real quick, there is things in life bigger than football, and if he doesn't want to risk long-term health problems and head issues and head injuries, and, if he doesn't want to risk any of that, hey, no reason to rush him back onto the field. Now, the earliest that he can return, like I said, is week 15. That's against the Washington Commanders when they come to the Superdome on December 15th. That is my birthday. Objectively, it would be pretty cool to get Chris Olave back as a birthday gift. But, again, I don't want to risk further injury. I don't want to rush him back. I think that if the Saints can take down the Rams, that's a good sign. If you take down the Commanders, that's a great sign. After that, maybe you talk about bringing him back. Maybe you talk about keeping him around, because I think you should be able to handle the New York Giants. The Packers are going to be a tough team to take down in Lambeau on Monday night, the day or 2 days before Christmas. That is going to be a tough matchup. But if you have number 12 available, it makes life a little bit easier. Now, let me know in the comments section, this season, would you bring back number 12? Just give me a yes or a no down in the comments section, and let me know your thoughts. I'm in the camp of, look, if you're winning a lot of games and you're undefeated by the time you get to week 15 under Darren Rizzi, I don't hate the idea. I genuinely don't. And that is a massive asterisk next there, or right there, next to that statement, because unless the concussion specialists say that he's not good to go, like unless he gets 150 trillion %, there is no risk of injury. I mean, there's very limited risk of injury. It's football. There's always risk of head injuries. Unless the specialists don't come out and say, like, oh, he is 100% good, I'm in the camp of just take your time, don't rush him back. But if he's 100% good to go and he's ready to play and the Saints are winning, I don't hate bringing him back. Now, if you do want to get a Saints jersey, the holidays are right around the corner. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, they got deals and specials all over the internet, and Fanatics has some of the best ones. So go to chatsports.com/Saints jerseys and take advantage of all the deals that they have. Perfect gift for the holidays, whether you have a kid who wants to get more Saints gear, whether you have a dad who needs to get some Saints gear, whether you have a girlfriend that you think would look a little bit better rocking some black and gold. Maddie, turn this video off right now because, this may or may not be your Christmas present. Go and hit the link, chatsports.com/Saints jerseys. Links in the comments and description of the video. All right, more injury news that we got to get to. Jamal Williams, welcome back to him. He was dealing with a groin injury, and he did miss a couple of weeks due to that injury. So right now, the running back group is as follows. Alvin Kamara is going to be the starting running back. Jamal Williams is your RB2. And since Kendre Miller is still on IR, thanks to that fraud Dennis Allen just having a personal vendetta against him and being a piece of work, that I had to really censor myself right there. Shout out Dennis Allen. Kendre Miller is not on the roster, right? Or not on, he's on IR right now. He's on IR. It's not that he's not on the roster. Kendre Miller is on IR. But positive news around him. He was off to the side doing some side work today at practice on November 26th, Tuesday afternoon, and he is eligible to return week 14. So he is actually pretty close to being able to get back on the field, which means Jordan Mims obviously will likely drop down on the depth chart. Maybe, just maybe, you have Mims and you have Miller be your backup quarterbacks to Kamara. But hey, that's also why you have Taysom Hill as a rushing threat as well. And on top of that, there's two players that were not at practice. Got an injury update around Erik McCoy. Just hang tight. But Lucas Patrick, he's been dealing with an ankle injury. He did miss last week. So obviously he is a player that you want back, because if you get him back and you get Erik McCoy back, then you have your starting 5 offensive linemen that you had your first couple of weeks that were absolutely just like unstoppable. They were really, really good as an offensive line unit. Now, Erik McCoy, although he did miss practice, do not worry. I'm here to tell you it's not the end of the world. The Saints are actually just going to be taking things slow because of the early start to the practice week. Remember earlier I said, look, the Saints are off on Thursday due to Thanksgiving. That's why they have practice today. They're just taking their time. They're making things slow. They don't want to get Erik McCoy further injured. And if you forgot, he suffered a groin injury against the Cleveland Browns. I almost said Dennis Allen. Darren Rizzi is considering the center day-to-day right now. The former Pro Bowler. We should get some more injury updates tomorrow on Wednesday. So right now, in terms of Erik McCoy, obviously it's concerning that he did not practice, but I'm not here holding my breath. I think he's going to be fine. Now, in case you missed it, our morning video, I put out a Saints vs. Rams preview. I went through how the two teams stack up, some information that you need to know, and just, my personal score prediction, what I think is going to happen. So if you want to check that out, it's linked in the comments and description of this video. And also, this intro, or the end screen's about to play. It'll probably be in one of the videos on there. So just click on that. Check out more content by Saints Now by Chat Sports. And y'all stay golden. We will see you next time.